Alright everybody, this is Malchias bringing you Let's Play XCOM 2 Episode 4. So we left off after mission Jagged Heart, and looks like now we've got an alert to gain supplies for scanning at a site.
New course.
Resistance comms are completed, which means we can now contact for other regions instead of just going around gathering supplies. Now we're going to start the Advent Officer Autopsy so we can learn about Skulljack.
Commander, we can now work to establish contact with local resistance groups operating out of regions around the globe.
So, in XCOM 2, you don't launch satellites like in the original. This time, you're moving around, gathering contacts, obviously. Just because these regions can't leave the project does not mean you do not want to expand as quickly as possible to increase your income. Next up, we've got the Training School. This is a pretty awesome feature added in XCOM 2. You can train your rookies in any class that you choose, so Grenadier, Ranger, Sharpshooter, or Specialist, and that way they can be squaddies before they ever hit the battlefield. Advent Officer Research complete. This will allow us to build the Proving Grounds so we can get closer to the Skulljack. Next we're going to start Magnetic Weapons. This is a longer research, but this is something that you have to get used to in XCOM 2. Sometimes you got to take the longer research, and it pays off in the end.
We're going to need a specialized facility to test it out.
I foresee a number of valuable applications stemming from this technology. I'll have a report.
New objective added.
Commander, we've established contact with the local resistance, and we can move on the Advent Black site on your order. We should make sure our troops are fully...
We're going to immediately start scanning and attempting to make contact with Mexico. That way it'll increase our income yet again and max out our contacts for the time being. From this point, in order to get more contacts, we're going to have to build the Resistance Comms facility. Our first rookie's been trained in the Guerrilla Tactics School. If you have rookies, always make sure you have somebody training in the Guerrilla Tactics School, otherwise you are letting the facility go to waste.
Priority message coming through, Commander. Putting it on screen now.
Though we have a monthly supply drop, and it's going to have a lower scanning time than anything else, I want to finish Mexico before we continue on to the supply drop, as it'll be there for a few days anyway.
We can conduct guerrilla operations to disrupt one of these efforts, but we'll have to choose carefully. We don't have the resources to intercede everywhere.
I don't want to bring 2 Grenadiers, and I don't have a whole lot of trained soldiers, so I'm going to grab another rookie.
Menace ready to deploy.
Advent's so-called peacekeepers are hitting one of the resistance camps in this area, and they're taking out civilians and fighters alike. We're deploying to protect as many people as we can. Secure the site and take out any hostile forces still threatening the area.
So this is our first retaliation mission. We will have to save civilians. Another notable feature, we will not start in concealment.
Menace 1-5, hostile forces are attacking the outpost. Eliminate all enemy units and protect those civilians. Advent came in hot and so did we. You won't have a concealed position for deployment on this one.
Normally at this stage of the match I would be explaining the intricacies of Overwatch. However, we were able to make enemy contact immediately with the first move. Saving a civilian works the same as it did in XCOM Enemy Unknown or Within. You have to get within a blue sphere of influence, and your soldier will tell them to get to safety.
Bon débarras. Ça pourrait nous intéresser.
I don't want to potentially lose that item because I really need weapon upgrades and supplies. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to overwatch my sniper and then sprint with the rookie, and that should keep her safe should we encounter somebody else. We recovered a stock, so what that, when equipped, will do is even if a soldier misses, it will still apply at least 1 damage to the enemy if targeted.
Keep the pressure on.
If you haven't engaged enemies in combat during the alien activity phase, they will shoot civilians, and we do have to recover at least 6 civilians to successfully finish the mission.
Affirmative. Moving out.
In XCOM Enemy Unknown or Within, these retaliation missions, you would be dealing primarily with chrysalids, and they would infect and lay eggs in civilians, breeding more chrysalids if you didn't take care of them quick enough. In XCOM 2, however, they've added the faceless, which we'll see in just a minute.
Understood. Moving out.
Rookie's making good shots. She may make the main roster if she keeps it up. I really should have saved a civilian that all of my soldiers walked by, but I'm not too worried about him since I am pushing the line forward and enemies won't be able to flank and essentially get to him at any point. So even though it isn't counting as saved, he essentially is at the moment.
Moving out.
Enemies aren't on sight, and since we see where they're shooting civilians, we have a general idea, but because we can't see them, we are going to return to the Overwatch crawl. Frenchie's at half ammo. We don't have enemies on contact, and the soldier right next to him is Overwatch, so we're going to take the opportunity to reload.
Heading there now. Affirmative. Covering now. Heading out. Come get some.
As promised, we have the debut of the Faceless. I have to say I much prefer dealing with these as opposed to chrysalids, because they don't have poison. However, they do have a AoE attack.
It is a remarkable species. If only we had some means of containing it.
Don't even think about it.
We're losing civilians left and right, Commander. We need to get these people out of here.
They're also a larger unit, so they don't have the luxury of taking cover, but they do have a lot of hit points, and they regenerate 2 hit points every turn.
Adjusting sights.
There's that swipe attack I was talking about. Luckily, Frenchie was able to dodge it.
I'm out of firepower over here.
He's only got 1 hit point left, so I'm going to essentially assume him dead. And I'm going to use the sniper's pistol to finish the job.
Hostiles pacified.
Headed there now. Overwatch.
Je vais vers la position. Allez, bougez-vous.
Another new feature, the specialists going down the medic tree are able to remote heal with the gremlin as opposed to having to be right next to the soldier in XCOM Enemy Unknown or Within. Sometimes these civilians are sleepers for the faceless, as you saw one turned into the faceless. And you want to try to actually clear them as you're moving because you don't want to find out that one of them is a faceless after you've engaged another group. That shot was just out of our sight. Next turn we should run into the next group of enemies. Alright, so we actually found 2 groups. Looks like we got 2 stun lancers, a sectoid, and an advent officer. The stun lancers have a stun baton that can actually stun or render your soldiers unconscious, so they're quite dangerous. But the nice thing is they will come at us at a melee distance, so we won't have any problem hitting them.
Throwing grenade.
It's gotta be embarrassing. I'm not sure how you miss a damaged enemy standing flanked without cover.
Moving out.
We're going to use the rookie's grenade here because we'll be able to take a chunk out of the officer as well as set his cover on fire. If he doesn't leave in the next turn, that car should explode and finish killing him for us, actually.
Target down.
He's opting to mark and shoot as opposed to move away from the explosive car. Alright, our sharpshooter got stunned here, so he was stunned for 1 point, which means only one of his actions will be removed next turn, and he also took 4 damage.
It's down. Running dry on ammo. That's affirmative. It's killing time.
Normally I advise to just ignore the zombies and immediately take out the sectoids to just save yourself the time. In this case, the sectoid is pulled far enough back that it would be quicker and safer to just kill the zombie and then push forward to end the sectoid. Frenchie redeems himself, proving he can shoot things that are not in cover.
En route vers la
Oh,
position
sectoid, where have you gone? Hello?
indiquée. Scan en cours.
Rolling. Rock and roll.
Got it. Moving.
I'm not sure why he thought running out in front of a bunch of soldiers would be a good idea, but I appreciate him saving us the time.
Ennemi abattu.
Menace 1-5, status confirmed. We're not picking up any additional contacts. The AO is clear. Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
Excellent work, Commander.
3 promoted, no deaths, and only 1 wounded. I will take it. This guy's proven to be pretty accurate so far, so we're going to take him down the sniper path and give him a long watch. Frenchie's going to continue his medical training. Lastly, Flat Top is another specialist. We will train her to be our hacker.
You and your crew have dealt another.
And that's all the time we have for this episode. Thank you all for tuning in, and see you all soon for episode 5.